Welcome to our Relationship Friday conversation. We call it Dear AM. It's a new segment on our show where we allow you to write a letter to us if you have issues with your love life, family life, relationship. You can just write to us. Today our story is simply summarized as he spends time with a female friend, calls me foolish. Well, there are other issues embedded in this bigger issue that has been presented to us. Later on, Bishop Fred Kranchimensa, a counselor and a psychologist, will join us with a professional perspective on this matter as well. So if you're just tuning in, well, this is our new segment, Dear AM. If there's something on your heart related to your relationship, your family life that you want to share with us so we can all digest it and try and see how we can resolve it, please write to us info@myjoyonline.com. That's the email address to write to. So what is on our table today in terms of what has been written to us? Well, Amma is writing from Kaswa, and this is the letter that she's written to us. We're going to be reading it very shortly, but Roland is here. We're going to do this together. We're not coming as professionals. We're coming on as also, if it's a marriage issue, you're married, I'm married, you've been married for a much longer time, 13 years?
Yeah.
Okay. But we're not masters in this game, not at all, and that's why we'll seek professional help. And we're going to open it up just like we will have a say on this. If we think we have anything sensible to say, we're going to activate the phone line so you can all join in the conversation as well. Amma is watching, so whatever you say, she will hear it. So here we go with what is contained in our letter today. Fred?
Dear AM, I have been married for 10 years with 3 kids. My husband and I are teachers. We share our monetary responsibilities equally, but I have realized that I contribute more than he does. Lately, he leaves me alone at home with the children while he goes to hang out with a female friend. By the time he returns, I would have finished my work and already in bed, but I still go ahead to serve him. Dear AM, I complain when I get tired. He's called me foolish a number of times, so I've decided to deny him sex. I mean, how can a foolish woman give you sex? I am not tired though, because I've had 3 cesarean sections and there's no one to help me take care of the kids. Please help me. Amma from Kaswa.
And that's Amma's letter to us. As I first read it, Roland, I was thinking, there's the issue of the man not helping out with the house chores. There's the issue of both of them contributing, but the woman realizing that she's contributing a lot more. And I was thinking it could be contributing more in terms of the finances, but also in terms of the household chores as well. That's like the first issue that I feel we should talk about. We'll come back. There are a lot more issues in this one. What do you think?
Yes, and the truth is that women generally, because of the sociocultural tendencies and the placements we find in our society, have more burden in the home and in a certain relationship. It could be marriage, it could be courtship or whatever, just a normal boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. So when there's the added responsibility of contributing monetarily, then it puts excessive pressure.
Yeah.
In the first place, the man, in relation to the story that we have, needs to place himself within the context of where he finds himself in the relationship. 1, the woman earns more than you. So logically, the woman economically is contributing more to the home. 2, the woman is burdened, and in this case has 3 children.
Yeah, all through cesarean section.
Yes, and because of the sociocultural mindset we have, the man is more predisposed to not complimenting the woman in performing chores at home. I.e., it could be helping with the kids, it could be helping with the washing, or it could even be scrubbing the lavatory or the bathroom, or helping with the dishes, or if the man knows how to cook, then the man could also complement that. I, for example, I don't know how to cook. I don't go around the kitchen. It's not my business. But then I help in other means by which I could, to make sure that I lessen the burden at home for myself and not even see the woman stress. And also see that the children have a certain comfort in trying to move around in doing all that. I think in this context, the man has failed to place himself within the context in which he finds himself.
Okay.
2, he's failed to empathize with the situation that his wife, who has 3 children, and that those children were through CS or cesarean sections, and so is reneging on a certain sense of responsibility when it comes to that. And 3, he's not contributing economically, and so he needed to shore up, complement that with some performance of tax or chores at home. That psychologically will give the woman some comfort to know that.
So it's interesting that you bring that angle into this. If I am earning a lot more, must you do something in the home to make up for what you're not contributing in terms of money?
Yes.
Or
you know,
finance?
men generally, we have a certain ego. And so once I'm not contributing to the home, there's a certain complex that is likely to be attached to that or come with it. Either that complex could be that you become egoistic, you become more brute or brutish, you become very disrespectful, or you become somebody who has lowered temperament, so you're low in confidence in the home, and so you become more subservient. But then in order for you to maintain that man's head family role, then I feel you need to complement that if you can produce the other economic empowerment to contribute that by helping with chores at home. Very simple as that.
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking,
I don't know how that works.
No, because I'm thinking, if let's say you and I were at home and you were contributing more, and I could physically see that you contribute more, I'll help in lessening your burden and all that. And psychologically, you feel that, oh, even though he's not bringing more, he's helping me do this. So
I have a slightly different opinion. I think that even if you were earning a whole lot than I am, the home is different. Because once we all go out there to work, we come back home, you don't expect that I'll do everything simply because you're earning more and you're contributing more, you're paying all the bills. It doesn't still mean that I should do the kitchen, go and do the bathroom, go and do the hall. If I'm in the kitchen, you could do the bathroom or you could do the hall, you know, something like that. But there, I want us to move to, you know, another issue.
I know where you're coming from, because within the certain disposition we find ourselves, middle class, city life, cosmopolitan.
Listen,
that is ideal.
If it is not city life, it's not cosmopolitan. I mean, this is modern.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Things
what
have
really,
changed.
even though this is what the media is preaching and this is the content and the education, it's not drilling down. It's not as if that is pervasive. We have that sort of equity of the way the men perceive and perform.
We're all human beings. I mean, if you take the fact that we're human beings and we all go out to work, irrespective of what we do or how much we both earn, and we all come back home, we've got 3 kids. We don't have a help. We don't have anybody helping us out. I mean, you don't expect, and in this case, Amma would go on to say that even when he comes home late and I am done with everything and I'm sleeping, I still have to wake up and serve him. I mean, you have to be a bit reasonable and say that when I come home late, please continue to rest. Don't worry, I'll figure something out.
That's the ideal situation. That's what you and I will think about. And many other families maybe...
That is reasonable, Roland.
That should be reasonable, but it is not. We're finding a situation in which Amma has this or finds herself in this predicament, and that is the reality that she finds herself. And I'm saying this because it is symptomatic of the thinking of many men across our country, even though this is what the ideal situation should be, as you're describing.
Okay, well, there are other issues that I find in this Amma's letter to us, where the man is hanging out with somebody else, spending time with a female friend. And obviously, any woman, if you find out that, you'll be hurt, you will complain. But when she does, he insults her. That is certainly not good.
Yes, one, the man is being insensitive. It's because psychologically he's failed to appreciate the role of the woman and the extent to which the woman has sacrificed up to this point. Because from in year one, it's easier. Maybe there's no child, or year 2, there's only 1, or year 3, there's only 1 or 2. So it lessens the burden of the woman. The man, I believe, is reacting that way because he feels that the woman is not giving him sex at the end of the day. So he's adopted this sort of behavior. That's bad. That's bad for the relationship. It's bad for the marriage. It's also bad for setting the right sort of examples for the children in the first place. And it's also bad for the psychology of the woman, because then you put more stress, and in an environment in which we don't have the psychosocial supports in terms of if somebody is depressed, if somebody is having some mental problems, and so we need that sort of social system to adjust. We don't have it around. So that sort of state that the woman finds himself could mean that, well, she will definitely tend to break down. The man has adopted a certain situation of unfaithfulness. Now, this sort of unfaithfulness is not the response that the woman needs in ensuring that for all the sacrifices she's made, this should be the answer or the payback. And I believe that the husband of Amma needs to behave appropriately, needs to stop that relationship, seeing the other female, and try to give a certain sense of recognition and respect that the wife of 10 years needs.
There's also the issue of Amma now, as because she's hurting and everything, he's denying the husband sex. That's also a very important issue. I was thinking when I first read the letter, could that be the reason the man is hanging out with another female? Or if it is not, it could keep the man away from you. Because if you're denying me sex, then I might as well enjoy the company of another person.
Yeah, the man may be doing that in retaliation of you denying him sex.
That was my fear.
2, it could be maybe a latter day behavior he's adopted because of the troubles at home. Because I'm not sure that the denial of sex started at the end of the story. It may have started maybe in the middle, or he may also have been pushed away because of the pressures at home. He comes, there's so much. That is why at the beginning of the conversation I said the man has failed to place himself or empathize with the woman in the situation at home. Because logically, when the woman has 3 children, and it depends on also the space between the children, then it brings more stress at home. And 2, if the behavior of the partner or the husband is also not complementing the contribution that the woman is making, and in these terms, it's also more of an economic empowered contribution, then it makes the woman feels less appreciated. And we have to be realistic. If women tend to find themselves in that situation, then it becomes more stressful for them, because logically the man should ideally be the one who is contributing more to the home, etc. And they have to find better means by which they have to complement each other.
There's something that I've heard people say this, that no matter what is happening, you should never deny your husband sex. Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I believe in that as well, but
I totally disagree with that. Listen, in real life,
but I will finish. I believe in that as well. But the thing is, if the other partner, and in this situation, the man should see that my wife is tired. You see, after you've been with somebody for some time, well, it's not even some time. Even by 6 months, you get to know the behavioral pattern, how the person relaxes, how the person behaves, what puts the person off, etc. You should know if your partner or your wife comes in and is tired, or your girlfriend, could be somebody you're cohabitating with, comes in and is tired, you should know immediately.
But in this case,
you should know when to approach and when not to approach.
Okay, well,
so I think that the man himself has a real difficulty, has a problem.
This is the letter that has been written to us. We need all of you to come on board. 0302-2116-9102. 0302-2116.
Can we recap the letter to them?
Give us a call. Yes, we can recap that letter from Amma. Fred, if you're ready, here we go with the letter again.
We share our monetary responsibilities equally, but I have realized that I contribute more than he does. Lately, he leaves me alone at home with the children while he goes to hang out with a female friend. By the time he returns, I would have finished my work and already in bed, but I still go ahead to serve him. Dear AM, I complain when I get tired. He's called me foolish a number of times, so I've decided to deny him sex. I mean, how can a foolish woman give you sex? I am not tired though, because I've had 3 cesarean sections and there's no one to help me take care of the kids. Please help me. Amma from Kaswa.
Frank is calling us. You two can give us a call. Frank from Takrady. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Please, let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I call to contribute.
Okay, please do.
Good morning.
Okay, Frank, I see what is going on. Please turn down the volume on your television set before we begin to have the conversation. Otherwise, we'll keep getting the feedback. If you're listening, you're watching, and you want to contribute to our show, kindly turn down the volume on that television set. Let's have the conversation via phone. That way we can get feedback. Yes. Frank, let's go on.
Okay, sometimes it depends on the women too. When they think they are earning more than the men, they sometimes try to push the man to do other things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Frank, explain further.
Yeah, it should be co-understanding, mutual understanding between the both. The woman can call the man now to try to advise him on some of the things the man is doing. That's not right.
But it was just the first points that you made, that you said, oh, sometimes when the woman earns more, they tend to push the men away. I was just wondering in what sense, so that we can all...
They're not pushing them away. They try to give them other duties that, as I said, it should be mutual understanding between the both. It shouldn't be someone is trying to put burden on the other or stuff, because you all understood each other before coming together to get married.
Okay. But Frank, let me ask you a personal question. If your wife had 3 children and the 2 of you are running the home, would you help out? Would you want her to sit you down and tell you? Or just because of the way it is, you will come on board?
Yeah, I will just come on board to help.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Frank from Takrady. You can also call us 0302-211-69102. I don't tell my husband what to do, but he just knows what to do. Because when I am really stressed, you know me, Roland.
Yes.
I am not an easy person to deal with.
Yes, true.
So you just have to know that you have to do something around the house.
Yeah, true. Frank, for example, knows that he has to come on board. But he also made a certain comment, and which I also said was the socio-cultural perception that many men have, that when a woman is earning more, wants to bring other responsibility. So then the question would have been, what sort of responsibilities was he talking about? Does he think that the wife then is the one who is supposed to do the dishes, etc.? Even from the start, it should not be only the responsibility of the woman.
True. Even if there are no kids.
So when that is the norm, it doesn't become a problem thereafter.
But you see, there's something else that as women, we don't tend to realize. Sometimes we make it look like, especially at the beginning of the relationship, oh, go and rest. It's okay, I will do it. Because the marriage is fresh and you've been told that you are the wife, you have to do things. So don't do it. When you say don't do it, someday when the kid's coming in and you really need him to help, he'll be used to don't do it. Kudus Al-Hassan is in Bali and he's joining us. Good morning, Kudus.
Yeah, good morning, Marvin.
Good morning, Kudus. I kind of like your name. Please go on.
Yeah, all right. Please, I want to contribute to the program.
Oh, please do, Kudus. We're listening.
When you listen to the story carefully, you realize that both the man and the woman had a problem.
Okay.
And the problem is that, hello?
Kudus, go ahead.
Yeah, the problem is that the woman should have at least go in for counseling, at least inviting the husband to at least a religious person or someone, an opinion person in their family to advise him.
Okay. Hello? All right, Kudus, thank you very much. Let's speak to Richard. Richard is in Dansuman. Good morning, Richard. Oh, we lost you there, Richard. Please call us right back, 0302-211-69102. kind of get the point that I was trying to make. Sometimes we tend to say, "Oh, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it." Sometimes
Then it becomes a no.
Sometimes we drive men away. We drive them away. We say, "Oh, sit down. I'll serve you." "Oh, don't worry, I'll do the food." But listen, no matter what, when he comes around, me, I won't drive you away.
No, but the thing is that
do what you feel you came here to do. If you tell me, "Oh, can you do something?" If there's nothing, I'll say, just stick around and talk.
Well, the scenario these days is that before the marriage itself, there's counseling. So you go through some, unless maybe there was not, but you get some word of
counseling doesn't tell you.
No, they tell you that you should compliment. I think so. The thing is, even if you have met that situation in which your wife or your partner is telling you that, look, stay away a bit, you should know that's got to be on the back of your mind.
Well, Yaya is calling from Tamale. Good morning, Yaya.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
Please, I want to contribute to the program.
Please do.
What I think the problem is that we have all diverted or deviated from the way things used to run in an African home. As a man, even if your wife is earning billions of dollars and you earn 10 cedis, make sure that the upkeep and the feeding and everything comes from your 10 cedis and ignore her billions. That way you have control and you can expect that you will rest and she will do her chores as a woman as well. But you don't allow a woman to spend her money on the upkeep of the home, then you would want her to also do everything that she is expected to do traditionally as a woman. You wouldn't get that accurately. It is always best that if you want to live a European style, when the woman contributes and the man contributes, then you should also be ready to contribute to the household chores of the house.
I see you saying in there that only contribute to the house in terms of do the chores if your money is not so much. If you're not contributing in monetary terms, then contribute to the chores of the house. Is that what I hear you saying?
What I'm trying to say is that the upkeep of the house is the responsibility of the man. So in the first place, the woman has no business contributing to the upkeep of the house. If she does that, she should be doing it voluntarily, not by the fact that she is being compelled to do so. So a man should stand up to his responsibility.
So if he stands up to his responsibility, as you put it, then he can decide not to do the chores.
Definitely.
Okay.
If he stands up to his responsibility very well, then it means that the woman too must stand up to her responsibility, which we know in our traditional setting, that doing the household chores, taking care of the children are the responsibility of a woman. And that is why she is not burdened with the extra duty of fending for the family.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for this perspective, which is totally different from my perspective, by the way. But just like Gnosis, we're all entitled to one. Prince Tete is in Akimoda. Prince, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing, Mama Lee?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm also doing well. I'm good.
Great. Go ahead.
You see, forgive me for this language. A man is more foolish. A man is more foolish. A man become, or a husband become more foolish when the wife go beyond her normal responsibility to help the family. So in this letter, you could see that the man is becoming more foolish than the woman for calling the wife foolish. Why? Because the woman has gone out of her normal responsibility to help the husband to cater for the home. And you are not seeing it as a way of help to the family. And you go on to call her foolish. And while she is denying you a sense, you still misbehaving, which is very bad. You see, no woman have been given the responsibility on this earth to take responsibility on the earth. Man have been given the responsibility by God. A woman is just a helper. So when the woman is coming to help, the man has to see to it that you need to respect the due and then the workforce of the woman. When you respect her in that manner, the woman will do more. But when you don't do that, it means you are, in a way, disrespecting yourself.
Okay.
The moment the man and the wife become a one body, one need to respect each other. The respect is reciprocal. So when one refuses to respect each other, the one who disrespects each other become more foolish.
Okay.
So
All right.
In this letter, you could see that the man is more foolish than the woman.
Okay. All right. Prince, points well made. I hope that we can also, in what we say, also advise Amma because she wants to know what to do. Agnes Sarkodie is in Takrady. Agnes, good morning. Thank you for calling.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Please go on.
But Melbourne.
Mpocho, Kodo.
But me for now, I thought sometimes that when I did, I know come on crew. I'm a man, Cassa, Mukuni mention or baby yetuma, Moko, them look up for son. Now, you might be a movie, ma'am, pet. Now, maybe stand no. Onimugu at the year do I yelly, now maybe stand of master, maybe stand the master. Or the first solid free motor. Now, Bibi Dale say, and count ma, obey than an panel about who be ma. Now I enya. Enya kuma be there, me, from tell a man, mamma who can. Me now, Oji Radi. Oji Radi, may you follow Oji Radi, one year one on ye. But all of sometimes. The master me, oh, you mean one, and to me can send me piala. The mammy and the demo bottom payala like a cat. Oh, yo, cry, oh, yo.
And Santiago, then I walk, Emma, because Amma says, yeah, Amma tea. Oh, dear, I was there today. Send our daily we would dear, and send our Becca Chama.
Mamma, the member catching and there. On your baby alone. Onja bibiala.
Hello, Antiagi.
Me too. I'm a mamma garden and don't onja bibiala because I don't allow. Or you look. No fancy. On fancy, no, on frequent no, and cut and one cut and cut and nine view. And on ya, but I'm on your computer farm will be biala.
Antiagi, what's one Casa situation there? Send out.
Oh, I made in a major.
Okay.
Major, but I am none where you know, but Mr. Rather there on my Jim crab because I.
Antiagi, that's a bit. So, Antiagi calling and sharing her personal story with us as well, also citing that her husband works somewhere else. She went there to visit. What she saw, she didn't like. But that degenerated. It brought a lot of misunderstanding. But she resorted to prayers. She's asking Amma to let go. But Auntie Agi also says something that I believe in, and we were talking about it a while back. That it's difficult when I feel the way that I feel about you. When you're coming on me, when you want to get intimate, there's no way I will be accommodated. I mean, just even my mood and everything. It's a put off. You know, but Auntie Agi's advice, very good there. Abu Mohammed is in Nima, and Abu, you've been holding for a while. We thank you for holding. Let's hear you. You're on air. Oh, I apologize. It's my fault. Yusuf is on, though. Good morning, Yusuf. Hello, Yusuf. Hello, Alaji. Yusuf.
Yes.
Okay, Yusuf, good morning. You're on air.
Yeah. Good morning, Mama V.
Good morning, Yusuf. Let's hear you.
Mama V, you guys try to contact the man at least to hear his side of story?
No, we haven't. This is Ahmed's letter that we have received, so we haven't heard from the man.
Yeah,
you think the story would be totally different if we had the other side?
Yeah, because I feel that we should have heard from the man. Because, Master,
Is there a
What?
personal experience that you want to
Yeah,
share?
because most of sometimes, especially when the woman is financially stronger than the man, it is not me, but I experience it from my friends. I mean, he can decide not to sleep with you unless his own time. I mean, so many things happen. That's why I feel that maybe you guys should have tried to hear at least the side of the man too, so that we can talk about it. We can inform exactly what is going on.
All right. You see, here's what we do. So what we have received is from Amma. Obviously, she's the one who contacted us, but we put her through with a counselor, and then they'll take it up from there. But thank you very much for your thoughts, Yusuf.
You're welcome.
Now, let's get, because as I said, me and you is just what we think we know, but we're not the pros here. Fortunately, Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah is a counselor and a psychologist. He joins us via phone this morning. Bishop, good morning. You've had time to read the letter. What do you have to say, particularly to Amma, who is watching and listening?
Good morning, Mama V. Thank you for the time. I greet every listener and every watcher, if that's a good word to use. First of all, I want to commend this woman. She's a very wonderful woman. She's a very great woman. She's a very strong woman. Why do I say all these? It's simple. When you read the story of creation, for those of you who are people of faith, you realize that God created Adam before he created Eve. When he created Adam, he gives him a job to do. He shows him responsibility and duty long before Eve was created. It's simple. God is saying, I'm teaching man responsibility. I'm teaching man duty. I'm teaching man how to take care of his family even before his family comes. So that's the order of God. But this woman has gone beyond that. Of course, the dynamics of society have changed. Women also contribute significantly to upkeep and welfare of the family. But this woman has gone beyond that to work and then even contribute more. She did mention that she's had 3 C-sections to give birth to 3 children. That's a strong woman. And it's very unfortunate that the husband has started putting up this kind of behavior. So the first thing I want to say to this great woman is that she's strong. She's a strong woman. She should take it easy. This is not strange. Her story is just an example of what a lot of people go through. She is in a big company of people. This is something that can be dealt with. This is something that can end. So she should be strong and she should be encouraged. Number 2, I think that she should have an honest dialogue with the husband. You see, communication is very important in every relationship. She should let her husband know what she thinks, if she hasn't done that already, and let her husband know what she feels. It's very important. She should take these thoughts from her mind and take these feelings from her emotions and communicate them to the husband. People will understand you when you get them at the right time and appeal to their sense of reasoning. They should have a dialogue. She should let her husband understand what she feels and what she goes through and what she thinks about everything that is going on. And then, if the husband does not cooperate or she doesn't get good results, then she can involve a third person. I'm talking about either a professional, her pastor. If they go to the same church, they can involve their pastor. If it's a counselor, she can talk to a psychologist. She should involve somebody the husband will respect and listen to. And then most importantly, you see, sometimes when we go through challenges in life, we make the challenges our focus, and that drains all of our energy. We don't have any energy to thrive. We don't have any energy to survive. We don't have any energy because all our thoughts, our focus is on the problem. I will say that she should focus on the good things in her life and in her marriage. I think she will find something good about the husband to focus on. Or she has 3 wonderful, beautiful children. These are good things that came out of the marriage. She should shift her focus on the good things in the marriage that will give her strength and energy to survive, and not just survive, but to thrive.
Okay. Really, really important. Whilst you were saying that she should communicate with the husband, I was thinking, because, Amma says that when she raises the issue, then he tends to insult her. So I was thinking, could she also write a letter?
It's possible. You see, sometimes the way we communicate is also important. The timing is important. Even the place is important. The venue where you are communicating is very important. So the timing, the place, you can get him in a very good place to get him to reason. You could also write to him. You can write him a letter. You can send him. One thing with a letter and a text is that it doesn't communicate very well. It only communicates part of your thoughts and part of your emotions. And sometimes it even communicates what you don't intend to. You are not there personally to explain, and people might understand it differently from what you meant. So if that is the only option she has, she can consider it. Okay. But I will always endorse face-to-face communication.
Okay. Help us figure something out. The bit about not denying your husband sex, even when he's done something that really hurts you. How does that work?
I think that society has been a little bit unfair to women when it comes to that. When you go to the pastor, when you go to the counselor, they will tell you, never deny your husband sex, never deny your spouse sex. But you see, sex is first of all emotional before it is physical and spiritual. It takes the whole being to get into sex. So if the woman is not emotionally well, if we counsel her to still engage in sex, we are increasing her woes and we are increasing her problems. When she forces herself to go through that, the man will selfishly satisfy himself and leave the woman more broken and more stressed out. So, in as much as she should not deny the husband sex, I think that if she doesn't feel for sex, if she is not in a proper mental frame and emotional disposition, and she's not physically prepared for sex, we shouldn't force her to go through. Let us first of all get her okay mentally and emotionally, then we can talk about the other things.
Okay. Roland, is there something that you want Bishop to address? Okay, Bishop, let's talk about the final one, which is the house chores. I have sat here this morning and listened to men. Some men talk about the fact that it's your role, it's the traditional role of the woman. And so in the case that if she's contributing in monetary terms a lot more than the man, then the man has a responsibility to also do something. But if she is not, and the man is contributing more, essentially doing what she is expected to do, the ideal situation, then the woman must also play her role by doing the house chores. I agree. And, when Roland started, I thought, listen, things have changed. Even if I am earning less and you're earning more, you still can help out once we all go out. But it looks like some people still have that kind of mindset, which means there are lots of women out there who are dealing with this. How do you focus on the good things and not focus on the challenge in this particular specific case?
You see, I love our culture, I love our way of life, I love our traditions, but some of them we have to take a second look at them. For example, this is a typical example, the traditional roles of a man and a woman. In Africa, particularly in Ghana, when a man helps with household chores, we have been conditioned to think that it makes you less of a man, it makes you weak or something like that. But you see, when you are a husband and you see what women go through, when you see what I have had 3 children. I have had my wife gone through labor 3 times. I see her go through that, and I always stand by her bed, and I make sure that I'm always there to see her go through that, hold her hand and go through it with her. It's a union. Scripture says, for this cause a man will leave and cleave to his wife, and 2 of them shall become one. If you understand love and you understand relationship, these things will not be an issue. As I said in the beginning, dynamics of society have changed. This woman, for instance, is contributing more than the man. So if we are even looking at the fact that if you bring in money, you shouldn't do household chores, then what it means is that the man should even have a larger portion of it. But this woman still brings in the money, and she still works hard, and the man does not help. So I think that society needs to go back to the drawing board and then make corrections as far as roles are concerned in the house. There's nothing absolutely wrong if a man goes into the kitchen and he washes the dishes. There's nothing absolutely wrong if a man picks a broom and he sweeps. After all, when you were not married, you used to do it by yourself. Yeah.
Bishop, thank you so much this morning. We're grateful for the direction that you have given, and thank you very much for the help. Bishop Fred Kranchi-Mensah is a counselor and a psychologist, and I really, really appreciate the thoughts that he's shared, and I hope that, Amma, this is absolutely helpful to you. We wish you the very best, and if you need further help, you have our email. Please send us right back, and if you want us to link you to Bishop Fred Kranchi-Mensah, please let us know. Roland?
I think that summarily, everybody has been able to contribute meaningfully based on their own understanding and also their perception, either socio-culturally, in relation to how a man or a husband should also comport or behave themselves, and their responsibility that needs to be given out or exerted from the other partner or by the other partner. You could see that it depends on the orientation of the various callers. You could find the perception that it looks like if I'm contributing economically, it means that the chore in the home should all logically be for the woman. But then you and I would have a better understanding because we feel that it should not be the way it has to be. Indeed, if you are the man or a man in the home, you are one of 2 who are in the home. So ideally, you should do as equal or if not more that the woman is doing, including doing all the necessary chores, etc. Even though you may be earning more. And even if you're earning less, that's even more.
That's right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You should even do more.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you never know. The man may not even know that his wife feels this way about the things or is interpreting the things that he's doing this way. So we hope that this is an eye-opener for all of us. We may not necessarily be experiencing it. Your wife may not have told you. But this is just the wake-up call for you to put your eyes on the ground and check yourself. We hope that this is helpful to all of us. Write to us if there's something on your heart. It's info@myjoyonline.com.